So, Laura Muir coming off Wanamaker Mile, the women's Wanamaker Mile, and you got the win here. What's the feeling been like?
Yeah, no, really happy. This is my first time running here in Melrose, so but at the same time, I really want to win the mile, first go. So I'm just so pleased, that I could do that today, and I just wanted to race it and wanted to come away with the win, and I did that.
Nice. And progressing through the indoor season, right? You've run a couple races already. You ran in Boston last week. How has the past couple races helped you leading into Melrose?
Yeah, I mean, last week in Boston was my first race. That was over 3K, and then this is my first time racing over the mile, 1500 type distance. So yeah, today felt a lot better. I felt a lot smoother. I think that's just my sort of tempo. Just sort of a bit recovered off the travelling here as well from the UK. So yeah, it felt really good out here today, and felt comfortable over that distance. So yeah, it's just nice to be back, racing in the competitive environment after the winter.
Yeah, and I mean, with that travel, right, coming from the UK over to the US and dealing with jet lag, dealing with like the weather. Boston was very, very cold.
Yeah.
Right? How do you kind of deal with all those things but still come out and perform at your best?
Yeah, I mean, you just try to do the best you can. Yeah, I was a little bit tired in Boston, but it's the sort of things that you're not always going to feel perfect, and it's about learning how to race even when you're a little bit tired. So, but we knew that would be the case, but we just wanted to get all the training in that we could at home. So we flew in quite close to the race, but we've had a week in the States now where it felt a lot better today, a lot more comfortable. The legs felt a lot fresher. So yeah, some you feel good and some you feel not so good, but I guess the aim's always to try and win regardless. So yeah, I'm happy that I managed to get 2 races in the States and 2 wins. So very happy with that. Yeah.
I'm curious, what was the decision to come run in the States as opposed to staying in Europe and just running some of those races?
Yeah, so we run indoors a lot, and we usually do stay in Europe, but just because before, I'd have my studies, or because of COVID as well, there was a lot of travel restrictions, and then if I was injured as well, sometimes long haul flight, you don't want to risk sort of something flaring up. So unfortunately, it's just not worked this past few years to come do the indoor season in the States, but it worked well this year, to do the two meets back-to-back weekends. So yeah, really happy we can make it over this year. Had to wait a little while until we could do it, but it was just logistics. I've always wanted to come here and race, but just unfortunately hadn't happened. But yeah, came here and ran the 2 sort of bigger indoor meets, and yeah, came out to win. So very happy. Yeah.
There you go. Was it exciting? Boston, of course, the track is a little bit different setup. Melrose here, the fans are a lot closer and things like that. Was it exciting running?
Yeah, both very different sort of stadiums. Like Boston was very, very new, and the crowd was kind of quite far back, but it was quite big. Whereas this is a lot closer and like quite a bit darker as well. So yeah, 2 very different environments, 2 different events. Both were very exciting in different ways. But I think the Wanamaker Mile is such a prestigious event, and I really wanted to come here, really wanted to win that and get that big trophy. That was really, really cool. So yeah, it's been on my bucket list today. So I'm just so glad that I could come here and not only compete but to win and get that trophy too.
So what's next for you? Heading back to Europe?
Yeah, heading back home tomorrow. Yeah, and then I'll have a couple more races in Europe. Yeah.
There you go. Right. And can you just talk about kind of your training partners, your training group, and how they kind of support you through the year?
Yeah, so I train mainly with my training partner Gemma. She does more 8-15 type distances, and then we have our coach Andy as well. So pretty much 3 of us go everywhere together, like a little second family. So, but no, it works really, really well. Andy's very knowledgeable with his training. Me and Gemma work really, really well when we train together. She's really good at speed stuff. I'm really good at endurance stuff. So it works really well together. So yeah, it's a really good mix. And it works well. So.
Do you have kind of a little friendly competition? Like you said, you sometimes cross over in events, right? Do you have friendly competition when you do get to meet?
I definitely say it's definitely friendly. Yeah, it's definitely not any sort of like rivalry or anything there. We are like really, really good friends. So I think we just leave the racing, where it is in the race, and then after the race we're completely different people. So, it works really well, and we're very much at ease with one another all the time.
And last question, you've been running for so long, but you're still super young. You still have a lot more to go. What is kind of keep you going? What is it that you love about track and what keeps you going?
I think it's just love of the sport. Yeah, I love running, and I think it'd be very difficult to train and to compete in this sport if you didn't really, really enjoy it. I don't just run because I'm good at it. I run because I love the sport, and hopefully I will continue to run even when I'm a lot slower. So I just love it for what it is, and I think that's what makes it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.